Dear students, you are welcome in this class. Today we are going to discuss growing and management of nursery. Most of you know that rice is primarily grown as a transplanted crop. So for transplanting, you need some seedlings. Seedlings are the plants which originate or which develop from a seed. Therefore, they are known as seedling. So I must acknowledge the help and literature provided by Dr. Bala Subramaniam, who retired long back from International Rice Research Institute. So for this presentation, I have taken a lot of things from him. Learning objective to describe the methods of growing rice nurseries and their management. Means once you have done the sowing of seed in the nurseries, then how to manage the nursery. We are going to discuss. First is preparation of the field, then sowing of the seed, then management of the nursery or management of the seedlings in nursery area. The main objective of any nursery management or nursery growing is to get the healthy seedlings. The purpose is to get the healthy seedlings which are disease-free, which do not have any insect damage, etc. So that establishment is easier and you will get better growth of the crop. If your seedlings are weak, they are diseased, and you carry them to the main field for transplanting, then they will not give you healthy plants. The growth will be slower, and after a certain period of time, the disease or insect pest can reduce the growth and yield of the crop. Therefore, since beginning, even if a small child is given good nutrition, better conditions, better growing up, then he or she will have good health in the later part of their life. So what is nursery? Nursery is an area where plants are grown for transplanting. So it is just an area for use as stalks for budding and grafting or for sale. You can see this picture, transplanting is being done, and for transplanting you need seedling. So now let us see what are different methods of raising nursery, growing nursery. So there are 5 important methods across the world. However, there may be many more modifications of growing rice nursery. So the most common method in India and most of Asia is wet bed nursery. In wet bed nursery, the fields are prepared by puddling in the water, and then pre-germinated seed are broadcast, and that is your wet bed nursery. In dry bed nursery, field is prepared like you prepare the field for wheat or maize, and then the field is divided into small units. We call them beds, and then seed is directly seeded or sown into the soil under dry conditions, and then rest of the management takes place like for any aerobic crop. Then depot method is kind of soil-less method. Here, of course, the seedlings are grown on a floor, maybe pakka floor, maybe soil, but it does not remain in the contact with the soil. And then modified mat nursery, where some soil is used, some soil mixture is used, where seedlings are grown. We will see in detail. And bubble tray method is you get some trays where holes are there. In holes, some soil is put, and then 2 to 3 seeds are put, and the seedlings are raised by bubble tray method. We'll see this bubble tray method is used in Southeast Asia, some countries like Thailand, Vietnam, etc. Let us start with wet bed nursery. So here I want to point out that if you have any question, any problem, you can just stop me, and so that your doubts are cleared right at that particular moment. So now in wet bed nursery, or whether it is dry bed nursery, whatever is there, you need to compute the seed requirement as depending upon the seed bed area. The seed requirement, you remember we discussed in one of the practical classes. So general recommendation of seed is that if you have fine seeded varieties, then you can use 20 to 25 kg seed per hectare and 25 to 30 kg per hectare for medium seeded variety and 30 to 35 kg per hectare for bold seeded varieties. So this quantity of seed should be sown in the nursery area, and that nursery or seedlings raised by this much of seed will be enough for planting 1 hectare area. That is the meaning of 25 to 30 or 30 to 35 kg per hectare. It does not mean that you are applying so much of seed in 1 hectare nursery area. You will be using in a small fraction of that field, and the seedlings produced by these seeds, these quantity of seed would be enough for transplanting 1 hectare. For hybrids, the seed rate is 18 to 20 kg per hectare, because in hybrids, we normally transplant 1 to 2 seedling. The seedling are just 1 to 2 seedling, because in hybrids, we get heavy tilling compared to inbred varieties or normal varieties. So therefore, in normal varieties, 2 to 3 seedlings are transplanted in one place. In hybrid, it is 1 to 2 seedling. Therefore, seed rate in hybrid is less. And then for transplanting 1 hectare area, you need about 800 to 1000 meter square area of the nursery. For hybrid, it is 600 to 800 meter square for transplanting 1 hectare land. So in this case, you can see the range is 800 to 1000 meter square. This is because varying seed rate. If your seed rate is high, you can use 1000 meter square area. If seed rate is low, you can use 800 meter square area. And seed bed should be selected in the area in a field where you get fertile land. The land is having good water holding capacity, and it is near to the source of the water. Because in nursery areas, you need to irrigate frequently. And then you can start preparation of the seed bed 3 to 4 weeks before planting time. Generally, summer plowing can be done and field can be left. And then at the time of nursery sowing, field can be again prepared. Now, seed treatment is necessary. Being a student of agriculture, you understand the value of seed treatment. Treatment is done for, hello, somebody's speaker is on. Please put it off. Now you know that seed treatment is necessary, particularly for preventing certain diseases or for adding some biofertilizers. We go for seed treatment. So first job in rice is to separate the unhealthy seeds. There may be dust, there may be some lightweight seed, there may be some weed seeds, and variety of things or mixtures may be there in the seed, what you are going to use. So first option is to dip the seed in a salt water. Salt water can be prepared, 10% salt water. For preparing it, 2 kg salt in 20 liter water. It will make 10%. In the same ratio, you can prepare the salt water required depending upon the quantity of the seed. So when you dip the seed in this water, the lightweight seeds, weed seeds, Sclerotia fungus will float on the surface and you can easily separate them. And then naturally the healthy and heavier seed will settle on the bottom. So remove the upper part and then keep the lower seed, which are on the bottom of the pan. Then seed treatment is necessary, separated seed treated with fungicide. So now you need to wash the salt solution treated seed. It should not have any kind of salt left on the seed. So wash it with the normal water to remove the salt which is attached to the seed. Then after that, you need to treat the seed with the fungicide. So in this case, it is not dry treatment, it is wet treatment of the seed. So you need to prepare a solution of fungicide and bactericide. So one can take 10 gram of Bavastine, which is also known as carbendazim, and 2.5 gram of streptocycline in 10 liter of water. So this is the ratio. According to this ratio, you can prepare the solution. Suppose you have prepared 25 liter solution. So it is enough for 20 kg seed. So now the seed should be kept in this solution of fungicide and bactericide for 24 hours. So this is kind of pre-germination of the seed, as well as the seed will be treated with the fungicide and bactericide. So it protects the fungicide, particularly protects the crop from Bacani disease, root rot disease, and paddy blast and bacterial leaf blight. Bacterial leaf blight is protected by streptocycline. So what happens after 24 hours, you will remove the seed and then spread a jute bag or some cotton cloth in the shade. In that shaded area, you put the seed and cover it again by the jute bag or cover it by cloth, and then sprinkle the water here and there so that sufficient moisture is maintained in the seed. And it should be kept for 24 to 36 hours, and then the seed germination will start. So you can see, remove the seed from solution after 24 hours. And then if you like, you can go for seed treatment with biofertilizers like Azospilum brasiliensis, Bacillus subtilis, Azotobacter, or PSB. So you can take biofertilizer of your choice. Here in rice, you can take Azospilum brasiliensis plus PSB, phosphate solubilizing bacteria, and you can treat the seed by the usual method and usual rate, 200 gram of the biofertilizer, each biofertilizer for 10 kg seed. So according to that, you can make the seed treatment. And the sequence is FIR. So first you have done treatment with fungicide. If you are doing insecticide also, then you can go for insecticide, and followed by, in the end, one should go for biofertilizers, FIR. R here indicate rhizobium, which is just symbolizing biofertilizers. So FIR. And then you spread the seed on jute bags or cotton cloth in a shade area and spray the water over the heap intermittently. And your seed will germinate in next 36 to 48 hours. So you can see seed treatment is complete, and this is very, very necessary. Now, in the meantime, while you are doing the seed germination, during that period, farmer can do another activity, that is nursery field preparation. So topmost thing is that you burn the nursery area. Burning is done to keep the water in the nursery area. So pond 5 to 10 centimeter water, and puddling is done 2 to 3 times. Means in your standing water, you plow the land, plow with the puddler. One puddling machine is there. Desi plow can be used, harrow can be used, any other suitable implement can be used for this purpose. Then at the time of last puddling, some manures and fertilizer should be added in the nursery area at the rate of 600 to 800 kg farmyard manure. It should be well rotten, 8 to 12 kg urea, 15 to 20 kg single superphosphate, 5 to 6 kg muriate of potash, and 2 to 2.5 kg zinc sulfate, heptahydrate per 800 square meter. Means in nursery area, these quantity of manures and fertilizers should be used so that you get healthy seedling. Now, after plowing and after mixing these manures, you need to level the field. And once the field is leveled, after that, you can prepare the beds. You are seeing in the picture, beds are prepared, and the width of the bed should be around 1 to 1.5 meter, and height should be about 4 to 5 centimeter, and length can be any convenient length. That may be normally 5 meter, 8 meter, or 10 meter, depending upon the leveling of the field. And make 40 centimeter wide channel between two beds. You are seeing channels are there in between the two beds. These channels help in weeding operation, irrigation, and drainage, etc. Now broadcast the pre-germinated seed uniformly on the beds. After that, you need to put some water 2-3 days after sowing, and water level should be maintained at 2 to 5 centimeter, depending on the height of the seedling. And you can use pesticide if you find any insect damage in the nursery area. Similarly, disease can also come in the nursery area. Certain nutrient deficiencies can also come in the nursery area. Regarding irrigation, it is very, very important to apply water regularly. Every second or third day, water should be applied, but very light irrigation should be given. This will help in better growth of the seedling, and it will prevent the germination of the weeds also. And one should remember that seedling should not be submerged in the water. So water height should be below the height of the seedling. They should not be submerged. Otherwise, there will be difficulty. Now, weeds can be controlled by manual methods. Hand pulling can be done 10 to 12 days after sowing. If one is interested for chemical treatment, then pre-emergence butachlor. Butachlor comes as 50 EC, 50% EC, and it can be used as pre-emergence, means after sowing of the seed, this butachlor can be applied in the nursery area at the rate of 120 ml, can be dissolved in 60 liter of water, and this is enough for 800 meter square area. This is 60 liter because in 1 hectare you use 600 liters of water. Therefore, if it is roughly 1000 meter square, then 60 liter water is enough. In nursery area, sometimes leaf folder, stem borer, thrips, armyworm, green leaf hopper, these kind of insects may come, and they can be controlled by carbafuran 3G. 3G is granules, 3% granules at the rate of 3 kg per 1000 meter square. If it is 1 hectare, then it is 30 kg. If it is 1000, then 3 kg. If it is 1 meter square, then 1 gram carbafuran. 1 gram carbafuran, sorry, 3 gram. 3 gram carbafuran per meter square. Or one can use Rogor also, 2 ml Rogor, and you can make the solution 60 liter. That will be 120 ml Rogor, you can say, and per 1000 meter square, it can be sprayed. So that is why, that is how we can control the insect pest in nursery area. And if you find any disease like Bacani, blast, brown spot, etc., then 0.1% Bovestin solution can be sprayed. Only 60 liter solution will be required. And to prepare 0.1% Bovestin solution, 1 gram Bovestin per liter water. That will make 0.1% solution of the Bovestin. Here, students, sometimes in nurseries, you will find such kind of deficiencies. So this is deficiency of iron. What happens in the beginning, the younger leaves will turn yellow, greenish or yellowish, and then their color will change to white. And after white, they will dry, and the color will become brown. So starting from yellow to white, and white to brown, these kind of changes happen in iron deficiency. So you can see in this picture that some of the leaves are yellow and some have become white, and later on they will dry and they will turn brown and they will die. You can see such kind of patches in the nursery area. These patches happens where you get kind of upland situation, where water is not stagnating, water is not staying. So you can see on the lower side of this nursery, far away end, that plants are little bit green, but in the front side, you can see they are yellowish, because at the end side, there may be some standing water. If water is standing in the field, then you will never have any iron deficiency. But if there is shortage of water, then iron deficiency will come in the nursery. So you can see this is direct seeded rice or aerobic rice, and you can see iron deficiency. It is quite prominent here. Iron deficiency can also happen in transplanted rice if there is no standing water. So any kind of rice will always face iron deficiency if there is no flooding, if there is no standing water in the field. Now you see how we can correct the iron deficiency. So the best way is to apply water. Flood the nursery area with water continuously. Then this iron deficiency will automatically be over. Or one can use farmyard manure in the beginning, because farmyard manure contains sufficient quantity of iron. Therefore, this manure can be used, and it also acidifies soils. If your soils become slightly acidic, then iron mobility increases. Otherwise, one can go for foliar spray of 0.5% iron sulfate heptahydrate plus 0.25% slaked lime. So this slaked lime will help in counteracting the ill effect of iron sulfate heptahydrate. So iron sulfate heptahydrate is acidic in nature. The leaves of the plant will be burnt if we use iron sulfate. But if we neutralize it with the slaked lime, then such injury will not be there. So therefore, it should be mixed with slaked lime. Now you can see sometimes in nursery area, there could be some cold injury also. So after iron deficiency, another problem could be cold injury in certain areas of world, in certain areas where rice is grown under subtropical condition, under low temperature condition, then you can have cold injury also. So what is the best option? Covering the nursery bed in cold climate. If it is too cold, then you can cover the nursery by plastic. That is the option. Now, suppose your nursery is ready after 20 days or 20 to 25 days, then these seedlings can be uprooted for transplanting. So what can be done? That one should apply the watering of nursery is necessary. So one day before, in the evening time, one can apply water so that pulling of the seedlings become easier. So at one time, 1 to 2 seedlings should be grabbed in the fingers, and not more than that. If you take more seedlings, then root breakage will be there. And one should screen the grasses. Sometimes some grasses look like rice plant. So at that time means you should remove the grassy weeds or any other kind of weeds so that they do not reach in the field. Sometimes by mistake, such grassy weeds can be transplanted by the people. So therefore, weeds should be cleaned at the time of transplanting. No weed seedling should go to the along with the rice seedlings. And then one can make small bundles, and then they can be washed. Washing of the roots is necessary so that transplanting becomes easier. Uprooted seedlings should be transplanted immediately or within 4 hours. As early as possible, they should be transplanted. If they get older, they will start drying, they will lose moisture, and establishment will be slower. So fresh seedlings should be transplanted. Otherwise, if transplanting is delayed, then you can keep these seedlings in the shade, covered by some jute cloth, and then you can spray water regularly so that these seedlings are kept fresh. They do not lose water. Or seedlings can be kept in shaded area in irrigation channels. Sometimes in villages, in fields, you will find some trees grow. And if below the trees, those trees, if you get water channel, you can keep your seedlings in that water channel. If Bakani disease prevalent in the soil, then seedlings should be dipped in 0.1% solution of Bavastine for 30 minutes. So what happens sometimes, your nursery area will be affected by, you have some expectation that this particular nursery area is affected by Bakani disease, but you are not sure. Under those conditions, you can apply, you can dip the seedlings in 0.1% solution of Bavastine for 30 minutes. So it will prevent the spread of the Bakani disease. This is how seedlings are uprooted. And you can see this is bed nursery in Sri Lanka, provided by Dr. Balasubramaniam. So you can see this is excellent nursery. And now after wet bed nursery, do you have any question on wet bed nursery method? Dhyan? Any question? Anybody has question on wet bed nursery method? Any kind of question? Vipasha? Are you there? Hello? Naveen?
Sir, no, sir. No question, sir.
No, sir. Okay.
No, sir.
So no question. All right. So now we see dry bed nursery. Dry bed nursery. So sometimes dry bed nursery is prepared by the farmers. And now you need to compute the seed and seed bed area. And after that, you need to take 10% more seed for the same condition under wet seeding. So here you expect less germination under dry bed nursery conditions. So you take some extra seed here and choose the soil as for wet bed nursery, means you need to take fertile land which is near to the source of water, and also it has very good drainage facilities. And then seed bed preparation should start 1 month in advance, and enough manure and fertilizer should be used. In this, I already gave you recommendation of the manures and fertilizer. Almost same quantity of manures and fertilizer should be applied while doing the last plowing. And prepare the raised seed bed. In the dry soil, you can prepare the raised seed beds for 1.5 meter width and 0.1 to 0.15 meter height, means 15 centimeter height. and any convenient length, normally 5 meters, 10 meters. And then seed priming is necessary in this case. Seed priming helps in the early germination and good establishment of the seedling. So weigh the required quantity of clean seed and soak in water for 24 hours. So prime seed is reported to germinate faster than fresh dry seed. And sow the primed seed on raised beds and cover the seed lightly with soil or rice hull. So sowing is generally done in lines here. Lines can be prepared or seed drill can be used or any kind of plow can be used for sowing or direct sowing in nursery. And then it should be covered with the soil. Sowing depth is important. It should not be more than 3 centimeters. So 2 to 3 centimeter sowing depth can be there. Then water the seed bed till saturation after sowing. After sowing, the watering is necessary. Then water the bed periodically as seedlings emerge and grow. Regulate the water supply if necessary to control the rate of seedling growth. If you want slower growth, apply less water. Apply pesticides to control insect pests means the same kind of pest and disease can come to dry bed nursery as in case of wet bed nursery. Seed can be broadcast or line sown. Here, line sowing facilitate manual weeding, uniformity in plant stand and healthier seedling. So line sowing is always advisable, and insect pest disease same as wet bed nursery. So this is, friends, you can see this picture. This is a dry bed nursery in the field, and you can see weeding is being done. These are seedlings. Dry bed nursery. A close-up of dry bed nursery. These seedlings are ready for transplanting. Now, dry bed nursery have some advantage, like seedlings are shorter and stronger with a longer root than those from wet bed nursery, because continuous anaerobic condition is there in wet bed nursery. Because of that, root growth is poor. But under dry bed nursery, you get good supply of oxygen in the soil. Therefore, root growth is better under dry bed nursery. However, it has got some limitations. Seedlings' roots may get damaged during pulling. So pulling of the seedling becomes hard here in this case, and they may have more problem with blast and pests such as rodents and nematodes. So there are certain limitations in dry bed nursery, but if you really want healthy roots or more roots, then dry bed nursery is better option. Next is number 3 is depot nursery. So in depot method of nursery, you just have a pucca floor or any kind of floor, and without soil, you prepare the nursery. So less labor is required in depot nursery. So for normal nursery, wet seeded or dry seeded, you need at least 20 to 25 days. But sometimes you are short of time. So you can go for depot method of nursery, by which you can prepare seedling just in 10 to 15 days, and soil is not required. So here labor requirement is less, shorter period of raising seedlings, easy transport of seedling mats, because seedlings are prepared in mats, chatai numa, and preferred for mechanical transplanting. If you are using mechanical transplanting machines or paddy transplanter, then depot nursery can be used. So how to prepare depot nursery? Select a level area near the household and or near a water source. Mark out 1 meter wide and 10 to 20 meter long plots. So you can mark, spread a plastic sheet or banana leaves on the marked area. So whatever area you have, now you disconnect it to the surface. So spread a plastic sheet or banana leaves on the marked area. So from the boundary with bamboo splits. So all along the field, all along the polythene or banana leaves on the border area, you put some bamboo splits, or you can make some artificial bunds. Any material can be used, or banana sheath can be used to, or pseudo stem, you call pseudo stem, can be used to make artificial bunds around the nursery area. Spread the pre-germinated seeds. I think you know how to germinate. Put the seed in water for 24 hours, then seed will start germinating. And 1 kg per 1.5 meter square area. This is the seed rate. 1 kg per 1.5 meter square area. 40 to 50 kg seed sown in. Here seed requirement is high because seedling death is quite common and seedlings are weaker. So 40 to 50 kg seed is sown in 60 to 75 meter square area. Remember, in Depot nursery method, you need only 60 to 75 meter square nursery area and 40 to 50 kg seed for the same area for transplanting 1 hectare. And then after sowing the pre-germinated seed, sprinkle the water immediately after sowing and then as and when needed. So in this nursery, you will not have any weed problem. You will not have any insect or insect problem here because it is under control conditions. So very little chance of getting insects, etc. And it is for a very brief period, very shorter period. So protect the mat nursery from heavy rains for the first 5 days. Otherwise, the seeds will get accumulated in one place. So seed germination will be affected. So it should be protected from heavy rains. Seedlings will be ready for sowing in 8 to 15 days. This is interesting. It takes very less time, and you need not to apply any manure, any fertilizer here. So now your nursery or seedlings are ready. So roll out the seedling mats. So they can be rolled out, they can be bundled and transport them to the main field. They are ready for transplanting. They can be transplanted by hand, they can be transplanted by tractor, or they can be transplanted by paddy transplanter. So this is in the field. This is Depot nursery picture by Subramaniam, Bala Subramaniam sir. Now you see these kind of mats are prepared. So these mats have been prepared on the pakka floor. You can see this is pakka or cemented floor, and these mats are looking to be good. And these can be cut into the tray size. Paddy transplanter has trays. In those trays, seedlings are kept and then transplanted. So the mats can be cut into pieces. Now it has got some advantages. Area required and cost of pulling seedling is less. You require less area, and pulling the seedling pulling cost is also less. As the seedlings are younger, they are subject to less shock during transplanting. So they establishes very fast. Limitations are seedlings are smaller. Transplanting is more difficult if you are doing it by hand. Frequent irrigation should be done to prevent water stress and encourage the rapid growth. So this is Depot nursery, and it is being used in many countries, very common in East Asia. Now there is some modification to mat method of nursery or Depot method. Depot method is also known as mat nursery method. So that mat nursery method has been modified by Bala Subramaniam and other colleagues. And this is also a good method of raising nursery. And thing is that modified mat nursery method is suggested for ICM, integrated crop management. So there is one term, integrated crop management, where you employ the best or good agricultural practices or best management practices to grow the crop. That will be integrated crop management. Best management practices for nutrient management is integrated nutrient management, for pest, integrated pest management, and likewise integrated weed management, and so on. So those kind of practices plus crop rotations and taking the best seed, it makes your ICM, integrated crop management. So this modified mat nursery is suggested for integrated crop management. Similarly, there is one term in rice integrated crop management or integrated rice crop management, whatever you call. So in integrated rice crop management, you need to use modified mat nursery method, which is a better method. So let us learn more about modified mat nursery method. It is advancement over the Depot method of nursery. So here, compared to wet bed nursery or dry bed nursery, you need less area, just 100 meters square to plant 1 hectare. In that case, it was 800 to 1000 meters square area. So here seedlings are established or prepared or raised in a 4 centimeter layer of soil mix. So here you got a floor, you get a surface On that surface, you need to spread the polythene or detach the contact with the pakka floor or nursery bed. You need a polythene sheet, and then you prepare a soil mixture, and that soil mixture is put on the polythenes, and then you prepare the nursery. So let us see how this modified mat nursery is prepared. So a 4 centimeter layer of soil mixture arranged on a firm surface. Firm means solid surface. Here, robust young seedlings, 18 to 20 centimeter tall, with 4 leaves, produced within 15 to 18 days. 15 to 18 days, you can prepare the robust seedlings which are ready to be transplanted. And easy transportation of. So welcome back. Welcome back in this class. Now we were discussing about modified mat nursery, and you can see in this case there are certain advantages like easy transportation of seedlings. Mats are prepared, same way mats are prepared, but in this case there will be some soil attached to the roots. In last case, Depot method, there was no any soil at all attached to the roots, but in this case you will get some soil mixture attached to the seedling roots. So therefore, easy separation of seedlings because the soil is hardly 4 centimeter depth. So for transplanting, so minimum root damage is done. So you can see you need to prepare a mixture of the soil. Prepare soil mixture, take 70 to 80% soil, whatever quantity of the mixture is required. In that, you take 70 to 80% soil and decompose manure. Well decomposed manure, you can take farmyard manure or compost, 15 to 20% share, and rice husk can be taken 5 to 10% because it will help in making your soil more aerobic. 5 to 10% rice husk, and powder DAP can be taken 1.5 kg per 100 meter square area of the nursery. So this is DAP, and in total you need 4 cubic meter soil mixture for 100 meter square nursery area. First thing is for modified mat nursery area, you need 100 meter square area. In that 100 meter square area, you need 4 cubic meter soil mixture, and you can prepare this 4 cubic meter soil mixture by having above ratio of soil, manure, and rice husk. If rice husk is not available, then some other alternatives things can be taken. Other alternative crop residues or some other kind of thing can be taken. So this is how this mixture can be prepared. And this is your soil, manure, and fertilizer mixture. And then it should be applied on the nursery area. And we will see how this nursery area is prepared. But manure must be well decomposed. Otherwise, young seedlings suffer. If you get, remember, if you get undecomposed manure, then what happens when you apply it to the field, then it will start decomposition. And during the decomposition of this immature manure, the energy will be released, the temperature will rise, and that rising temperature can affect the growth of the seedling. Sometimes damage like this in this picture, you can see damage is being done by immature manure. So prepare 100 now modified mat nursery, prepare 100 meter square nursery area to plant 1 hectare, already discussed. Select a level area near the household and or a water source. So it is not necessary to go to the field. You can even prepare somewhere around the backyard in your house, but sunlight should be there. Mark out 1 meter wide and 10 to 12 meter long plots. Spread a plastic sheet, like in case of Depot nursery, or banana leaves on the marked area, so that field soil is detached to the soil mixture. You want a layer between, you want to disconnect the soil of the field to the soil of the mixture. So you need a polythene sheet here and or plastic sheet. Place a wooden frame with 4 centimeter deep and convenient size segment. So you need to place a wooden frame which has 4 centimeter depth and fill the frame with the soil mixture. So you will understand now. First, it is like this. This is your nursery area. And then you have spread the polythene sheet. You see the polythene. And then you put the wooden frames. So these wooden frames are necessary. The depth is normally 4 centimeter, and length and width can vary depending upon the choice of the farmer, and it is like this. So now you see in these frames, you need to put the soil mixture. Soil mixture prepared. Now you need to put that soil mixture in these frames. And these frames can be made as per the size of the tray. If you want to transplant the seedling by hand, no problem. You can have any length and breadth of this frame. But if you want to use paddy transplanter, you want machine, then machine has got a tray. So according to the dimension of the tray in the machine, you can keep the dimension of these frames. And then you need to put the seed on this mixture. So to plant 1 hectare, use quality seed, and seed rate is lower here, 9 to 12 kg seed per hectare if your spacing is 20 by 20 centimeter and 1 seedling per hill. So this is just to kind of indicative seed rate. And then 18 to 25 kg seed if your spacing is 20 by 20 centimeter and you are planting 2 seedlings per hill. Then sow the pre-germinated seed at the rate of 100 to 150 gram per meter square and cover the seed with dry soil and press it gently. This is how pre-germinated seed should be used. So you can see on these frames, pre-germinated seeds are kept or spread uniformly, sowing pre-germinated seed. And after sowing, you can see it looks like this. And then covering the seeds with the soil. A thin layer of soil, maybe 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter, thin layer of soil or manure can be made here to cover the seed so that they get some moisture from all sides. Now you can sprinkle the water immediately to soak the bed. Soak the bed so that it soaks the moisture. Then water the bed as and when needed to keep it moist all the time. In the beginning, you must keep the moist. There is no need to keep the standing water. Protect the nursery from heavy rains for the first 5 days. Otherwise, seed will be washed away because it is on the surface. Protect the nursery from heavy rains and continue watering until 15 days after sowing. If the nursery can be flooded, flood the nursery area with 1 centimeter water level all around at 6 to 7 days after sowing. When your seedling has emerged, that time 1 centimeter water depth can be maintained. Now you see sprinkling is important. By this way, the seed will stick to the soil easily. Seed will stick to the soil easily and they will not be redistributed. Lifting the frame. After few days or 2-3 days, you can lift the frame, remove the frame, because these frames were used to make the right size of the mats. This is one. Number 2, so that soil gets attached to the bed. It will not wash away. Now they look like this, mat nursery after sowing. So frames have been removed once the seed has settled. And now you are watering mat nursery to keep it moist. See this picture. Seedlings at 5 days after sowing. After this, you can keep it flooded, 1 centimeter flooded. Then you can see the difference in aerobic and flooded nursery beds. Same way, on the left side, modified net nursery, but it is made aerobic. There is no flooding here. Just you apply water to keep the soil moist. On the right side, you see it is modified mat nursery with flooded. So both options are available. In one case, left side, you will get more roots. In right side case, you will get less root. Now, flood the nursery area with 1 centimeter water after 6 to 7 days of sowing. Optional, sprinkle 0.5% urea solution at 9 days after sowing if seedling growth is slow or leaves are yellowing. So urea foliar spray can be done. Seedlings reach 18 to 20 centimeter tall at 15 days after sowing. If flooded, drain the water 2 days before lifting the seedling mats. This is important so that mats can be easily lifted from the field. Lift and transport the seedling mats to the main field, and then separate the seedling and transplant them at 1 to 2 centimeter per 1 to 2 seedling per hill at 20 by 20 or 25 by 25 centimeter spacing. So this spacing varies with the varieties, varies with the tilling capacity of the variety and the growth of the variety. Some variety have less growth. Normally short duration variety have less growth and longer duration variety have more growth. So urea can be sprinkled, and then this is at 15 days. You can see very healthy seedlings. They are ready for transplanting. So lifting the seedling mats, this is the way to lift the seedling mats. They can be easily lifted. So there is saving of the labor. So you can see the seedling mats at 15 days after sowing. They look like this. They have soil. In case of depot mats, there was no soil, but here you see it is soil. Now preparing the seedling for mechanical transplanting. Just one I will continue in my next lecture at 5:30 from this slide onward. So now your questions are welcome.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, those who want questions can stay, or those who want to leave, they can leave.